Hello, I'm Jessie. I'm a 30-year-old woman who has just gone through a lot of things. I like to think that I'm a little too naive, which is why I ignore the signs of bad things happening right under my nose. My case in point is this story. Thankfully, I have wonderful people in my life who are there to vindicate me when I can't do it myself. But first, let me give you a little introduction to my ex-husband, Logan, and ex-best friend, Delia. Delia and I had been friends since high school. I was your typical nerd who struggled to socialize, and Delia was our high school's prettiest girl who hated the attention she got, although I did notice she actually did love it. Anyway, she took a big liking to me for some reason, and we began to hang out a lot after school and ended up getting really close. We attended different colleges, but we were still only a couple of hours drive away, so we made it a point to meet up every other weekend. When we graduated, we moved back to our hometown and found work there. We were back to hanging out almost every day once again. She was my best friend, someone I thought I could trust my life with. I met Logan when I was 24 years old. We met thanks to a mutual friend, and we hoped to click well. His personality was something I had always loved. He was like a ray of sunshine, and he had this wonderful laugh that I adored. I learned to like people's personalities before their looks because I had been exposed to enough pretty people to know what they were actually like. Logan and I dated for about 2.5 years before deciding to tie the knot. Our wedding was an amazing event, at least for me. I had the time of my life, and even though the marriage didn't last, it's still a memory that I will cherish. Most of all, I got to celebrate a big day with Logan and Delia by my side. I cannot even begin to express to you just how good I felt that Delia liked Logan. She actively made an effort to get to know him from the second I introduced them to each other. I remember after we hung out with Logan, I asked Delia about her change in attitude. So, what's with the change of attitude towards someone I'm seeing? What are you talking about? Don't be coy. You and I both know that you actually made an effort to get to know him. You asked him questions that I even hadn't asked him yet. Can you blame me? Look at him. You bagged the looker. Oh, should I be worried that you might try to steal him? You might. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, that is one handsome man, and he has a great personality. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't even care much for his looks. His personality is what drew me in. Shut up. There's no way you look past how good he looks. No, I'm serious. He's just super charming and easy to be around with. To me, the looks are just a bonus. Damn, that must be why he likes you so much, because if it was me in your place, his personality would not matter. At the time, I obviously did not think it was odd, because if I did, I would have spoken up about it. I just felt happy that she felt good about my new relationship. Besides, her friendship with Logan only got better as time went on. Logan and Delia always had a great friendship. They got along super well, and it always made my heart feel full. I loved seeing both of them play around, especially because Delia never approved of any of my past relationships. Logan, Delia, and I would hang out pretty often, and when Logan and I moved in together after about 2 years of dating, Delia was over at our place more often than not. But that never bothered me, and Logan seemed to be having a good time, so I let it be. There would be times when I came back home from a long day of work only to see Delia and Logan chilling together on our couch watching a show. They were also very physically affectionate with each other, which once again I did not see as an issue, because I was someone who was super physically affectionate, and I actively looked out for people like me to befriend. I'm saying all of this only because I want to share just how blindsided I was by what I found out. All this happened around 7 months after I got married. It was like any regular day. I came back home pretty late from work because we were working on a big project. I saw Delia's car parked in the parking lot and knew she was there. I was glad she was there because I knew that she compensated for being over so much by cooking for us all, and I was starving that day. When I walked into our place, I was greeted with darkness. That was not normal, because there was always at least light coming in from the TV. I saw a light coming out of our bedroom from the gap under the door. That confused me even more. Why were they in our bedroom? We never hung out there unless it was all three of us together. You want to know how much I trusted them? Even in the moment when I was confused about why they were both in the bedroom, not once did I think that they were sleeping together. I carefully opened the bedroom door, thinking they might have fallen asleep while waiting for me, but instead I saw the both of them sleeping together. They were in the middle of it, and I just froze outside the room as I watched what was happening. I didn't even know what to think of at that moment. All I remember from then was feeling bile rise in my throat and my stomach falling. I don't know when I shut the door and went to sit in the living room or how long they took to get done, because I had become so numb to everything around me. I only came back down to reality when I heard Delia exclaim in surprise after walking out of the bedroom to see me. "Oh, you're back, Jessie." "Honey, you're back. Tough day at work?" Yeah. What were you guys doing in there?" "Oh, nothing really. Just took a nap. How long have you been back?" Stop hounding her. Why don't we get our hard-working doll some food? Delia made some amazing orange chicken, your favorite." "Not hungry. But I've been back for a while." "How long is a while?" "Long enough to be curious and wander into the bedroom. Saw you guys napping and walked out." "Listen, Jess, it's not my best friend and husband betraying me and sleeping with each other." "I'm sorry, it's just happened. I mean, you're always away working, and I guess Logan and I got lonely." "Yeah, and I mean, I'm super grateful for all that you do, especially because you're essentially earning the most here, but I guess I got a little too lonely and gave in to temptation." "You know what? I can't deal with either of you." Listening to them talk only made me feel worse. They were saying they were sorry, but their tones had no apology in them, and neither did their faces. They were doing it only because I had the money that they needed. I knew that staying there any longer would only lead to either me yelling at them or crying or doing both, which was unacceptable because that would show them just how vulnerable they made me feel. I got into my car and drove around for a little while. I got myself some food even though my hunger had long gone away. I felt empty on the inside and I needed to fill it up with something, so food was my best option. I ate until I couldn't breathe, and then I drove over to my mother's place. I knew if there was one person who would never betray me, it was her. She was understandably surprised to see me standing at her door. She lived about 2 hours away from me, and it was nearly midnight by the time I got there. She let me in and prepared a cup of hot chocolate for both of us. She must have felt that something was seriously wrong. She handed me my cup and sat down in front of me. We sat there in silence for a while before she finally broke it. "I don't hate that you're here, but clearly there's something very wrong. I just found out about something that's shocking. Take your time with telling me about it. If you even want to, I'm all ears." No, I want to talk about it. Hell, I need to. Maybe talking about it will make me feel what I need to feel about it." "Okay, now you're scaring me. What is it?" "I walked in on Logan and Delia in my bedroom today." "Oh gosh. Just to be clear, by walked in, you mean..." "Yes, they were sleeping with each other." "Sweetie, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. Did you come here directly after you found out, or did you talk to them? I didn't hold a conversation with them. I told them I found out and they tried to apologize. I walked away before I could hear any more of their bull crap. That's good. I bet they didn't even seem apologetic. I guess that explained why Delia was so nice to Logan. I knew she found him attractive, and I know that Delia is a very attractive woman. I just didn't expect both of them to act on it, you know? I get that, sweetheart. I completely understand what you mean. They are both terrible people, so what you do right now will set you apart from them. Is it bad that I want to give Logan another chance but not Delia? I only want to try with Logan again because I don't want my first marriage to be a failure. Look, I don't like the reasoning behind that at all, but I am your mother and I must support you no matter what. So do what you feel is best, okay? Thanks, Mom. I knew my reasoning was flawed. I mean, why would I want to try again with Logan, but completely cut Delia off? As far as I knew, the affair was consented to by both of them, and neither of them was forced into it. In my head, I guess at that time I was leaning towards Logan because I expected him to still be in love with me. I knew, though, in my heart that I would never have been able to forgive him. I hoped that maybe therapy could fix us. With Delia, she had been my best friend since high school, and I knew what a flawed person she was. I had her back no matter what she did, but sleeping with my husband was where I drew the line. I guess I also factored in the fact that she had always made it very apparent how attracted she was to Logan. I just overlooked it because I didn't think she would jeopardize our many years of friendship by doing what she did. I stayed with my mom for the next 2 days. Logan and Delia kept trying to get in touch with me, but I ignored all their calls and texts. I guess Delia must have told our mutual friend something because they started calling me too. I took a week off from work just so I wouldn't get contacted for anything through them. When I felt ready to finally go home, my mom wished me luck. I hugged her goodbye and mentally prepared myself to face the storm. I tried to drive as slowly as I could, just to delay confronting my reality. But eventually I reached home. I saw that Delia's car was still parked in the same place that it was 2 days ago. Whatever anxiety I had quickly got replaced by anger. How could she still be there after I had caught them? Had they still been sleeping together while I had gone AWOL? Just how little did they care about me? It was one punch to the gut after another with them. I took a couple of deep breaths to keep my anger at bay before walking into my apartment. I don't know why, but I had this huge impulse to record everything that happened there, so I set my phone to start recording and then slipped the phone into my pocket. When I walked in, I saw Logan and Delia sitting on the couch cuddling together as they watched some show. They heard me walk in and quickly turned around. Logan rushed over to me and tried to hug me, but I slapped his hands away. He looked hurt, while Delia looked everywhere but at me. I'm here to give you exactly 3 minutes to explain yourselves, and then I want Delia out. Let me just start off by saying that I'm so sorry that you had to walk in and see what you saw. You're sorry that I saw you guys sleeping together and not that you were sleeping together in the first place? I'm sorry, but Logan and I are in love and neither of us is sorry about it. What exactly are you even sorry for? You've been eyeing him from the start. I should have nipped that in the bud, but I didn't because I trusted you. She's not the only one. I was also really into her when I first met her. Then why did you stay with me? You should have just spared me all of this and dated each other. We were just scared of losing you. And you thought sleeping with each other behind my back would not lead to losing me? Are you even hearing yourself? I don't know what else to say, Jess. I love her and I can't ignore that anymore. I've been meaning to ask you for a while about getting a divorce, so it was really very unfortunate that you walked in on us. You wanted to ask me for a while, Logan? We've only been married for 7 months. Since when have you been wanting a divorce? How long have you guys been sleeping together? We've been sleeping together for about a year, and I wanted a divorce pretty much right after we got married. I just felt bad about marrying you and then immediately after asking to leave. Oh, wow. So you were never really even planning on making things better between us? I'm afraid I can't because I'm pregnant. I'm sorry, is that supposed to make me happy? I mean, we always dreamed of raising each other's kids. That was before you went behind my back and slept with my husband? You're dead to me. Don't be that way, Jess. We were waiting for you to come back just to tell you that we're getting married next month. And before you say anything, all our stuff is packed and we'll be out of your hair soon. I still think of you as my best friend, Jess. Please come to the wedding if you can. Rot in hell, the both of you. I did not expect my anger to spill out like that. But they were literally just dealing me blow after blow. Every word they said was another punch to the gut. They had been going behind my back for over a year. All my plans to make things right flew out the window because I was never loved enough to try and make up with. Delia's audacity to even think that I wanted to be her friend and her invitation to her wedding was so enraging that at that moment all I wanted to do was punch a wall. I watched both of them hold to each other and I felt my heart break. How could they have done that to me? If Logan had just told me beforehand, I would have stepped away and let them be with each other. Why did they lead me on for so long only to break me in the worst way possible? I walked into the bedroom and locked it behind me. I felt numb and empty on the inside. I was so tired from the drive and the conversation with Logan and Delia that I didn't even have the energy to cry. I just fell asleep. When I woke up the next morning, I walked out of the room into an empty apartment. Save for my things. That was what broke me. That marked the end of a chapter in my life. I was grateful that my landlord was gracious and empathetic enough to let me break my lease. I wanted to move away from everything that reminded me of both of them. I packed all my things up and moved into my mom's place. It felt like a major downgrade to go back to living with my parent, but it was what was best for me. I knew I needed all the emotional support I could get, especially because the two people I had counted on had been the ones to betray me. I got into therapy and threw myself into work to distract myself from all my sadness and hurt, and over the next 3 years I began to finally heal. I got a great promotion at work and I was a lot richer than I was before. However, every once in a while a mutual friend would call me and ask me how things were going, and it would reopen old wounds. But that was bearable. My mom had been my rock through it all and insisted I live with her, which was why I did. And then, one day, I got a call from Logan's mom, Sia. I was confused and concerned about why she was calling me. We had only met a handful of times, but the few times we met, she seemed like a lovely woman. I was cautious about picking up the call, but I did it anyway. Hello, Jessie? Yes, speaking. Hi, this is Sia here, Logan's mom. Yeah, I know. I have your contact saved. Oh, that's great. How's everything going? Well, it's okay. Why? Is everything all right? No, not really. I only just found out about what Logan did to you. I'm sorry that it took me so long to reach out. I just wanted to let you know that I am in no way on his side. Oh, yeah, it's been a while since that happened. Thanks for calling me, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I want to make up for it. How'd you feel about getting some revenge on Logan and Delia? Revenge? Don't you think it's a little too late for that? Oh, honey, are you still not hurting? It's never too late to teach people that wrong you a lesson. You're right. What they did still haunts me, and I haven't made any concrete friends yet, nor have I even tried to date anyone after. They deserve to get punished. Great, because I have a plan. Sia began to fill me in on everything that happened in the last 3 years. She told me that she had gotten remarried to this rich businessman and that he had decided to help Logan out by giving him a position in his company. Logan and Delia had been struggling for a while after we got divorced and he got remarried. Sia told me that the only reason she wasn't told was why Logan and I got a divorce. He told her that we had agreed to part mutually and that Delia had been there for him when he was struggling, and they ended up falling in love after. Sia only happened to find out about it because she had gone out to have drinks with Delia, and Delia got a little loose-lipped about the whole ordeal. Sia was appalled and disgusted with what they did to me, so she immediately reached out. That made me feel a lot better to know that even though the two of them got married, they were still struggling. Sia then asked me if I had any proof of their confession, because if I didn't, then she could set them up to confess. I told her I had a recording of the whole thing. She asked me to send it to her and wait for the results. Well, the results didn't take very long, because in a week I got a call from Logan. I was very surprised to see that, because it had been 3 years since I heard a word from him. Even though I wanted to ignore it, my curiosity got the better of me and I picked up. "What did you do?" "Hello to you too." "Don't be sarcastic with me right now. You got me fired and disowned, all at the same time." "Oh, is that why your mom called me?" "You recorded our conversation and kept it for so long. What kind of a freak are you?" "Not as much of a freak as you, apparently. How did you even get fired?" "My stepdad is a big stickler for morals and ethics, and when he found out, he wanted nothing to do with me, and neither did my mom." "Oof, that's tough." "It's been 3 years, and you couldn't even let it go. You had to go and ruin everything for me right now." "I didn't do any of that. Delia went drinking with your mom and spilled. Blame your wife and not me. I'm glad you got what you deserve, though. Enjoy your life, Logan. Bye." I couldn't believe how far Sia had gone against her own son. She really did mean it when she said that she was on my side. I obviously called her to thank her for what she did after that, and she told me that her husband had made such a big deal about it in front of all his staff just so Logan would feel humiliated. Knowing that made me feel so much better. It made me feel good that no matter how much bad stuff someone does to you, it'll come to bite them back. I found out through Sia later on that Logan and Delia had gotten into a huge fight after I told him that she had been the one who slipped up and now is living separately. Whatever happens to them, they deserve it. The best thing that came out of all that pain was that I gained the support of 2 incredibly strong women, my mother and my ex-mother-in-law. I know that my relationship with both of them will only strengthen from here on out, and I can't wait to see what lies ahead.